Hi there, this is a quick screencast that I'm putting together to help with the SAM exercise 10-14 because it looks like a lot of students are having trouble with that. So what I'm going to do, as soon as I finish recording this video, I'm going to go through, and anybody that's already completed it, that's used all 3 of their attempts and hasn't scored 100%, I will delete one of your attempts so you'll have the option to go in and retry this activity. So what I'm going to do is just walk you through the activity start to finish, working through it myself. I don't want this video to be super long, so I'm going to just work through it fairly quickly, giving explanations as I do it. And if you need any more clarification about why certain answers are right or wrong, feel free to email me and let me know. Okay, so I'm going to pull it up, and just so you know, I'm doing this at my house with my kids here, so there'll be some noise, but in the background possibly. But I thought it's kind of nice to have that reminder that I'm a real person, and all of that. We all have crazy lives. So anyway, here we go. The instructions are that you are an intern at a hospital and need to ask 2 different medical professors for advice. One responds negatively to your questions and the other responds affirmatively. Complete each of their responses with the singular formal command of the verb. So we're addressing each person as usted. That's what singular formal tells us. When possible, be sure to use the object pronouns to avoid repetition and follow the model closely. So we aren't using, in the textbook for this section, it talks about reflexive and object pronouns, and some of the examples that we've seen are reflexive pronouns, but this is going to be just object pronouns, both direct and indirect object pronouns that we're going to use here. So remember that one is going to be affirmative and the other is going to be negative. The main difference there is that the affirmative, we're going to tack the object pronouns onto the end of the command, and for the negative, we're going to put them before the command. So that's why it's having us do both, is to get practice. So the first one, the question is, preparo el horario de trabajo. So the verb is preparar, the AR verb preparar, and we're going to replace el horario de trabajo. That is the direct object in the sentence, so we're going to replace it with the direct object pronoun lo. So for Profesor Uno, we're going to say no lo prepare. Now the reason that we use the a there is because it's an AR verb, and the command forms for AR verbs take the e, the e and en endings for the usted and ustedes, and ER and IR verbs are going to take the a and an endings, kind of like we've seen with the subjunctive. Profesora dos is going to say sí, prepar. Hang on, I'm just going to switch to my Spanish keyboard because that'll be easier for me. Sí. Oops. If I can remember which key to use, that is. Sí, prepárelo usted. So it's the same words, lo here, prepare here. It's just the order is going to change depending on whether it's an affirmative or a negative command. And then the reason that I added the accent mark here is because we have to keep the stress on that syllable of the verb. And in order to do that, we need an accent mark. Okay, so número 2. Leo la radiografía. The verb is leer, an ER verb. The direct object is la radiografía. So here I'm going to say no la lea. We use the ending a because it's an ER verb. Profesora 2 says sí. Oops. Léala usted. Okay. Número 3 is the first one where we see both a direct and an indirect object. So we're going to have 2 object pronouns here. So the indirect object is le, or al paciente, and the direct object is los. And that gives us the direct object is los datos. So the pronoun then would be los. So that gives us that le, lo, or le, los sound, which we know we want to avoid in Spanish, so we're going to change the le to se, like we did earlier this semester. So no, and the verb, is pedir. So no se los pida usted. Sí. Oops. Pídaselos usted. Bien. no se los pida, and pídaselos. So here we have the se, which is replacing the le for the indirect object, and the los for the direct object. Okay, les pongo más inyecciones a los pacientes. Again, we have here the indirect object, les, referring to a los pacientes, and our direct object is going to be inyecciones, which is a feminine noun. The verb is poner. So no se, replacing les with se, so we don't have the two L's. No se las, because inyecciones is feminine. Ponga. No se las ponga. Poner is one of those that's irregular. So we have that G in there. And then the other is si. Póngase las usted. Okay, número 5. Le repito el examen médico a la señora López. So we have le referring to la señora López. El examen médico is our direct object, so we'll replace that with the direct object pronoun lo. And again, that'll give us le lo, which we don't want, so we'll use se lo instead. The verb is repetir. No se lo repita usted. The affirmative would be si. Oops. Repítaselo usted. And finally, in our last one, we have the indirect object pronoun le, referring to al niño, and the direct object is dos pastillas, so we'll use the pronoun the direct object pronoun las, and change the le to se. So no se las de. The command form of that is de. No se las de usted, or si déselas usted. Bien. Oops, sorry. And we'll finish. Uh-oh. And let's see where I made a mistake. Oh. Let's see. I think I forgot that there should be an accent mark on de, because that distinguishes the command form de, meaning give, from the word de, meaning of or from. So I apologize for that error there. When you do it, make sure that you include that accent mark. And just as a quick note, that's, I think, part of the reason why we've seen such poor grades is, one, just not understanding and not being able to track with what they were wanting you to do with this activity. But the other is that there's so many places for error, including those accent marks that you have to remember to use in the affirmative commands when you're attaching those pronouns to the end. So anyway, I hope this was helpful, and if there's other activities that you'd like to see me do like this with the screencasts, let me know, shoot me an email, and I'd be happy to do that. So thanks, have a great weekend, and I hope that that the rest of your SAM activities go more smoothly than this one.